Whisper of the Worm is an exotic sniper rifle that goes down in legend in the circle of Destiny 2 players. Well, the gun was a DPS monster until it was nerfed a while back in Destiny 2, and that is all about to change, with a buff coming down the pipeline as the perfect holiday gift from Bungie. Well, today's guide is all about how to get Whisper of the Worm, where to get it, plus how to get all the materials needed to trade for it, plus a little history of the weapon itself. Well, if you're new around here or find this useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. And roughly 98% of viewers who watch This Week in Video Games aren't subscribed, so subscribe today and never miss an update. Well, before we jump into how to get Whisper of the Worm, let's have a look at the weapon itself. So Whisper of the Worm is an exotic power sniper rifle, and checking out the perks, we've got White Nail, so higher base precision damage, and rapidly landing 3 precision hits will refill the magazine. Then we got Mulligan, so missing a shot has a chance to return ammo directly to the magazine. Looking at the all-important stats, we've got 100 for impact, that is 100. We've got 78 for range, 24 for stability, 35 for handling, 42 for reload speed. It's a 72 rounds per minute sniper rifle with 3 in the magazine. Well, if you've never used Whisper of the Worm before, then it's all about the perk White Nail and being able to chain those precision hits together, and that refills the magazine, making it a potential boss killer for endgame PvE content like raids, Nightfall Strikes, or Legend and Master Lost sectors. Well, there is talk amongst the community managers at the moment at Bungie that Whisper of the Worm will get a buff in the December update, coming in only a few short weeks, and if this is true, then we could see Whisper of the Worm shoot back up to the top of the PvE weapon chart, and it has been a minute since Whisper of the Worm was relevant in the current meta, and since it's been usurped by Sleeper Simulant or 1000 Voices. Well, next up, let's have a look at how to get Whisper of the Worm, and you can get this one from the exotic kiosk called the Monument to Lost Lights, and you can find that in the tower, and that is next to your vault. What you want to do is have a look at the exotic weapons in there, and Whisper of the Worm is going to cost you 1 exotic cipher, 150,000 glimmer, 250 Baryon Bow, and 2 Ascendant Shards. Well, next up, let's have a look at how to get all of those ingredients. So you can get an exotic cipher from the Season Pass, or you can complete a quest from Xur. He's around from Friday until reset on Tuesday, and I do a guide on Xur's location each week, so make sure you subscribe and hit that notifications bell to never miss a Xur update. Well, Glimmer can be acquired from pretty much any activity, so strikes, Gambit Crucible, public events, patrols. You can also go to Spider to trade in materials for Glimmer on the Tangled Shore. But don't forget, Spider is going away soon, and his inventory is going to be traded in to Master Rahul in the tower. So if you're watching this one in the future when Witch Queen comes out and you want to get hold of loads of Glimmer, then make sure you go to Master Rahul. But for the time being, until February 2022, you want to be going to Spider on the Tangled Shore. Just make sure you don't trade in that Baryon Bow, as you're going to need that for Whisper of the Worm. So for the Ascendant Shards, you can purchase these from Banshee 44 in the tower, or you can get them from high-level Nightfalls as random drops from the final chest. And finally, you've got the Baryon Bow, so this is a little bit more in depth, and we'll get into how to farm Baryon Bow next. So let's look at how to farm Baryon Bow, and Baryon Bow is the planetary material found on the Dreaming City, and there's a couple of ways to get them. So before you head down to the Dreaming City, you are going to want to prepare, and in particular with your ghost shells. So there's a mod called the Wombo Detector, and that helps you detect caches and resources within a 50-meter range. So put this on your ghost, as that is really going to come in handy. Once you've done this, head down to the Dreaming City, and there's a few farming methods we're going to combine here. So first of all, pick up all the bounties from Petra, and her location rotates each week, but you should be able to find her on the map. So pick up those bounties, do the bounties, and you get loads of Baryon Bow. Well, next up, you want to find the hidden caches on the Dreaming City, and you'll be able to see these on your map, and they're going to reward you Baryon Bow as well. But you can also get your ghost out, and they're going to help you find those chests. Finally, you can find Baryon Bow on the ground, and if you get your ghost out again, the Wombo Detector Ghost mod is going to help you find them nice and fast. So it's worth checking in with Spider on the Tangled Shore, or if you're looking at this in the future, then you want to look at Master Rahul in the tower. So either Spider on the Tangled Shore or Master Rahul in the tower, and you can trade in things for Baryon Bow. So their inventory rotates daily, but do be careful though. I would wait for the 5 Barian Bale to be sold for 1 legendary shard rather than 5,000 glimmer. These vendors are really out to fleece you. So once you've got all the materials, head back to the Monuments to Lost Light in the tower, and then you can purchase Whisper of the Worm. And congratulations, you've now got one of the best sniper rifles in the game. So looking at Whisper of the Worm, this is a heavy sniper rifle, and that is unlike its predecessors, Black Hammer and Black Spindle, and they were found in Destiny 1. The weapon shares the White Nail perk of the Spindle, as it functioned after the release of the Taken King, pulling ammo from reserve, so it focuses on sustained boss DPS without reloading. So it's really good, and after that buff coming up in December, it's going to compete with weapons like 1000 Voices and also Sleeper Simulant 2. So the catalyst for Whisper of the Worm, that grants whispered breathing, after which aiming down the sights for 3 seconds will increase the precision damage and range until descoped. Unfortunately though, the method to obtain the catalyst was removed from the game with the Beyond Light update and the removal of the IO location. So the Whisper mission was the original way to get the weapon, and it was a hidden mission on IO, and it included a timed battle deep into the depths of IO to fight against the Taken and a series of bosses. But I'm going to go into that in a little bit more detail in the history of the Whisper of the Worm in Destiny 2. So with IO removed from the game, the Whisper of the Worm ended up in the Monument to Lost Light in the tower. So to get hold of this weapon, you want to gather all of those materials and then purchase it from the Monument to Lost Lights. But next up, let's have a look at a short history of Whisper of the Worm in Destiny 2. So originally, to obtain the Whisper of the Worm, you had to complete a secret mission called the Whisper. So this was on IO, and you had to kill a specific enemy which spawned in a random location. But as of January the 29th, 2019, the mission could be started any day of the week with a public event in the Lost Oasis on Io, and you had to kill one of the 3 Taken lieutenants. So once you killed one of these lieutenants, then an anomaly would appear in the Lost Oasis on Io, you would jump through that hole, and then the mission would start. So upon entering the anomaly, your guardian is taken to the Grove of Ulan Tan. That is a Lost Sector location, and you have to navigate through mazes and dark caverns, as well as fight through hordes of Taken that spawn through numerous blights, and then you'll wind up in a large boss encounter featuring the lieutenants from before. So the mission runs on a timer that is set to exactly 20 minutes, and given the sheer amount of enemies as well as the toughness of the bosses, it's really recommended to be at an incredibly high level and bring in a full fire team that matches or surpasses the activity's level. So if the mission is completed before the timer runs out, then your guardian is awarded the Whisper of the Worm. So it really is unfortunate that the Whisper mission got taken out of the game with IO as one of the best pieces of content in the game. Loads of secrets in there too, and it's just one of those moments that only Destiny can bring you. When we found that mission, first of all, everyone jumped into that secret mission, and then to see that you got Whisper of the Worm at the end of it, it was absolutely incredible. But these days, if you want Whisper of the Worm, you have to buy it from the Monument to Lost Light in the tower. But I'm really looking forward to that buff in December, and hopefully it's going to become a beast once again. Well, let me know in the comments what you think of Whisper of the Worm, and let me know what you want to see from the buff. And if you're watching this in the future when we've got that buff, let me know what you think. Well, that is it for this guide for how to get the Whisper of the Worm in Destiny 2 after the Beyond Light update. And as always, thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. If you want to join the community, check out the Discord link in the description, or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIFEGpodcast. If you enjoyed this video and found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.